Hi.
Hello.
Hey everybody, it's Jay-Z Crazy. Wrapping up technical difficulty week on Jay-Z Crazy. Yesterday, if you tuned in, the sound may have been a little off. As a matter of fact, I know it was a little off. I do a check before every show to make sure everything's perfect. There's a key light I have on me, background lights, monitor's gotta be on.
The wall.
What?
The wall. The wall has to be up.
Wall we put up
Camera.
so the savages can't get in. Lights on that. Okay. So, once in a while something gets forgotten. You know, in the rush to do such a quality, entertaining show, sometimes I forget. So yesterday we had such an important topic of talking about tissues and Kleenex. And then after the show I realized mics weren't plugged in. That's fine.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. I have some equipment over here, wasn't plugged in. I'm never happy when I see that happen. Never happy. You know, this isn't some big television production where they have a crew of 100 people who check everything and double check and monitor everything as it's taped. It's just Lisa and I here in a room. Well, in this case, in two different rooms because she doesn't want to be in the same room as me. I get it. So, and that's just our setup. We're not in the same room. There's a wall, and she's on the other side, and there's a cutout, and the whole thing's just set up like a cartoon. But everything seems to be plugged in now. Everything's okay. If you ever tune into a specific show and something seems off, think of them as bloopers. I have a friend who likes to look at TV and notice differences.
And finds them.
You used to do that too with movies.
I did.
And in TV shows.
Yep.
You would notice if something was wrong with the set or something was different with a set piece, something's not where it belongs,
Yep.
there's something quirky going on, there's some kind of technical glitch. You used to talk about that.
Right.
You used to say to me, look, this is different. Or look what they screwed up.
Yep.
And that's a thing people do on YouTube. I've seen them do it. It's called like a continuity error.
Yep.
Where in a TV show, like something is one way, but then in a different episode, it's totally different.
Even if it's in the same scene, like, I know they had to reshoot it, but they didn't quite match it up.
Like the Brady Bunch.
Oh.
I'm going to use this as an example. In an earlier episode, the addict was only known to be like 3 feet tall.
Yep.
So nobody could possibly stand up there.
Yep.
But then, like in the final year of the show, Greg moved up to the attic, and all of a sudden
there was an attic.
There's an attic, and there's plenty of ceiling height.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room to stand and walk around.
Yep.
So that's one example of a continuity error, where they talk about things being one way, but then in a different episode, further on down the line, wait a minute, how could that be possible? It's different. Sometimes that can happen with doors,
Yep.
windows,
Yep.
set pieces.
That's right.
Just being different.
Or like, what was it? You look at the background, the horse was missing.
On the Brady's?
Yeah. Like if you noticed
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's like that horse they have in the living room. That itself is like a famous piece
Yes.
because it's always there. It's
Yep.
very noticeable. And during one episode, it
It was
was
just
a
magically gone.
No, it was a whole subject during an episode.
Oh,
Oh no, it was the vase, I'm thinking, got broken.
The vase got broken. They had
But they had a famous vase too.
Yeah.
So yeah, what Lisa means to say is that sometimes things are there, sometimes they're not. Although I think I just said that too, but okay,
Yeah.
It's all right. So what we had going on here yesterday was an error. It was a technical glitch. I think the mics are plugged in. If you go look at that episode, you'll barely be able to hear, well, she's loud, so you probably heard her just fine. But she wasn't on mic, okay? So say a few words now. This is how Lisa's supposed to sound when all the equipment is plugged in.
A few words now.
Right, that's just enough too, thank you. Thank you for not going overboard with that. So just remember, this is not a high budget here. Nobody's getting paid big bucks for anything. All of this is coming out of our pocket. That wall, that had to cost me like at least $70. Okay, bought that many years ago. Do you know how many times I was going to change that wall because I was just sick of it?
Yes.
But then the longer I have it up, the more I like
Liked it.
Right. I tried putting other things up. I think I put a cityscape up once.
Yep.
I think I put like a fake bookshelf up once.
Yep.
These are things you've never seen. These are behind the scenes that I've done things like that. And what else have I done? Oh, there was a one time, I remember, painted the whole fridge yellow. The whole thing was just yellow.
And I remember there were still spots that the yellow wouldn't come off.
Then I'm like, what did I do? That looks stupid. So, got changed before you ever saw it. Trying to think, what else have I done? I know there's been like various set changes over the past 9 years.
The cutouts stuck to the fridge and the door.
Used to have like a 60s motif where I had triangular, colorful cutouts just stuck up
everywhere.
all over the wall,
And
all over the fridge.
Yep.
It looked like somebody threw up
Confetti.
60s or 70s. It's like it was a birthday party from the past. I did it to make it look festive. But after a year, I'm like, this looks stupid now. They had a little cutout like daisy on the floor like in the 70s, like you would see on the Brady Bunch or you would see in a 70s TV show.
I remember the little things.
Like the little flower, like the Price is Right used to have that. They still use it. That little,
whatever that
that
is.
asterisk. It's called the Goodson asterisk. So
Yeah.
I used to have something like that on the floor.
But then they all bent up and you ended up throwing them away.
I looked at a real old episode of Jay-Z Crazy not that long ago. We had nothing up. There was nothing. We didn't even try. It's like in the very early days before we decided to dress up the set and make everything look nice. It was like we didn't even take stuff off the fridge. It was just like whatever we had up there stuck with magnets. It was like, there was nothing done. It was like juice maker on the counter, and you could see all the appliances, and you could see the door, and it was just like, it looked very plain, extremely plain.
I remember you did that episode in black and white.
Yeah, I did a black and white episode. But I think when I did that, we had a set. We had some sort of a set that was nice to look at.
Yeah. But you literally took everything away to make it look modern.
I did.
You tried, and
I did.
Came out good.
I think it was called like Jay-Z Crazy, like from 50s.
Yeah.
So I got rid of the microwave.
Yep.
And I got rid of anything modern. And I tried to make it look like an older show. And I think I did it as my dad, like Jay-Z Crazy's dad would do.
Yeah. Oh my God, remember your crazy brother who walked in, the crazy one in the corner?
Oh yeah, I did another show where I duplicated myself. and I was sitting next to myself, talking to myself, doing a show. That was more of a camera trick.
I don't care what it was.
Than a continuity error.
I thought it was hilarious.
And we could go through all the kinds of kooky things we've done here. It's been fun. It's been a fun ride. Well, of course, the whole topic of conversation here is leading me to the end of where I tell everybody, yes, we've decided to stop doing Jay-Z Crazy.
What?
This will be...
Liar.
I didn't even tell Lisa that this is going to be the final episode.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll be back. Oh, remember that time you almost killed me? That wasn't too long ago.
Remember the time you almost killed me? That wasn't all too long ago either.
I don't know what that time is. I remember I choked on a sandwich because you can't stop laughing because I get apple juice.
Because it was floating.
Okay, floating apple juice. Okay, now tell me, I really can't wait to hear this time when I supposedly tried to kill you, which didn't happen.
New Year's.
So go ahead.
New Year's. When I was...
4 years ago, we stayed in Vermont, and I had a little horn, and I blew it when she was eating sushi.
And scared the crap out of me.
Look, it's New Year's Eve.
But I didn't expect
You
that.
should know that if
Nope.
I have a little horn, it's getting blown.
They're
You
all-
should know if there's confetti, it's getting dropped. You should
the
know
confetti
if
is
it's a
fun.
party atmosphere, these things are going to happen, so be prepared.
No. You should be prepared that if you float apple juice out of the fridge, I'm going to laugh at that.
How about eating your meal in a restaurant like real people?
What do you mean? People don't eat other places?
No. On New Year's Eve, you must eat in a restaurant. So, if you ate in a
Ridiculous.
restaurant, there wouldn't have been me blowing a horn at a table.
No.
And you wouldn't have choked.
No.
You should be thanking me. What are you talking about? You're getting on my case for almost accidentally killing you. I'm the one who gave you the Heimlich maneuver and saved your freaking life.
Well, you weren't, actually, you didn't have an obstructed airway.
Did I save your life, though?
Oh, I didn't say you didn't.
You couldn't breathe, right?
Yep.
So if it wasn't for me, you probably would have died, right?
Sure. And you weren't almost dead because you were talking.
Look, I still choke. This is the only person in the world who would minimize me almost choking to death and make it not seem like it was nearly important.
I could hear you talking.
Something went down the wrong way. I barely could get any air through my airway at all.
Okay.
Any talking you heard was maybe there was a little bit of airway left before I choked to death. Okay? So it's really not a good time to make it into a competition of who almost killed who better.
Better. What are you going to do next?
I don't
Push
know
a
what
pillow
this
over my
is.
face?
But it is funny that both times that we almost killed each other, we were taping both times. That I will never not find amusing. Because I had a video camera going in the room, taping the festivities, has Lisa choked. And the video camera going here when you almost made me choke. We feel a need to document everything. So the day that we die, it'll probably be on video.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody will be able to see it, but it's going to exist,
It'll exist.
which is crazy.
And somewhere where after like the meteors hit Earth or whatever, and the aliens come, they'll see this archived.
That's
video.
right. Leave the Friday show on a positive note, on a high note, on a happy note. When the meteors come and blow apart the planet,
Yes.
that's great.
When the extraterrestrial life comes and sees all the archive, they're going to see ours. They're going to be watching Jay-Z Crazy and...
Oh, they don't watch now. Nobody watches now. Why would they watch then?
Because no one's there to stop them.
Oh, right. Okay, well, it looks like the microphone's plugged in today. That's good.
Everything working?
Yeah.
Oh, the walls up, everything.
Lights are on.
Yep.
Background's on. Monitors up. That's on.
The lights are on.
Yep. Everything's looking good.
Good?
So if you notice any kind of technical glitch, you hear anything odd, you see anything odd, comment in the odd section of Jay-Z Crazy. Let me know if you noticed anything that's not the way it should be. Don't want to have any kind of technical glitches or errors anymore. Okay, so let's try our hardest to make sure the microphones are plugged in from now on. Okay, and all the lights are on. That's another one, that key light. I've done shows with that off. And then after the show, I'm like, how did I not remember
notice?
to turn on the light that's blinding me
Yeah.
so people could see me?
Right.
You think it's easy to do this stuff by yourself? It's not. That's why real TV shows have real people,
And
real
checklists.
staff. What?
And checklists.
Have checklists. They make sure everything's fine. They do dress rehearsals to make sure everything goes as smooth as possible. You think I do that?
Unlike this show where we just turn the camera on. Oh, this is what the show's going to be.
We literally don't even decide what we're going to talk about until 10 minutes before we start. And then the next 9 minutes, we set things up. And then lights on, monitors on, logos on. Everything comes to a stop and we begin. Okay? But it happens so quick.
And that's if we actually do any of that with discussing what it's going to be.
Yeah, sometimes we don't even discuss.
No, it just happens.
Like, for example, this episode, literally 1 minute before we started,
Yeah.
I told Lisa, okay, I'm just going to talk about technical glitches in this one because yesterday the microphones weren't plugged in.
Yes.
And most of the time, I don't even tell Lisa what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, because yesterday I had no clue.
Right. But today, I told her before we started, I said, I'm going to talk about the technical thing yesterday, how the microphones weren't plugged in. And that's what we did. Okay, so, wiped out for the weekend already. I'll be back here on Monday. And I think Lisa will too. Unless she chokes on sushi.
Or you put a pillow over my face.
Yeah. Unless those things happen, I guess we'll be back. Don't think I'm not tempted. But I value my freedom too much.
Sure.
And I like having you here. So you have those two things going for you. So be happy for that, will you? Be happy for that, will you? I could
Okay.
see the wheels turning. She's trying to come up with some smart-ass comment.
I just said okay.
Okay. This has been Jay-Z Crazy.